I'm Jacob here at Lifco Corpus. I'm going to go through a little overview of some Vane stuff here.
This is going to be our single vane unit. The B stands for birotational, which means if it says clockwise as the R, it could also be turned into a counterclockwise, which would be left hand. So this one is either going to be left hand or it's going to be right hand. But for this instance, it's going to be left hand. Since our unit is left hand, we can't change this to clockwise. This right here, the number 1 is going to be your shaft. This is obviously your rotation, and these zeros are going to be your porting. They could always be a different number, like 23 or the number 2 or the number 12. It just depends what your porting is. And this is going to be your design series, so that's going to be C1. This right here is going to be your double vane unit. It's going to pretty much be the same thing. B is birotational and whatever your cam size is, so this is what makes it double. This number 3 is going to be your shaft, and we're obviously going to be right hand rotation, and your porting is 0-0, which can also change. This is going to be your design series, which is the B1, and the 0-0 is going to be your end cap. That could also be a different number too. It's not always going to be 0-0. It could be 1-1-1 or 1-1-4. And we're moving on to our triple vaned unit. We got a T6DCC here. So, for instance, this 0 and the cam size, you're not going to be able to change the rotation as you would in the birotational one, which is the B. The A500, the A is your design series, and the 5 is going to stand for your seals on this one. So this is going to be your Viton seals, as to where this one's going to be your nitrile seals.
Going on to the number 1 shaft. This number 1 can be any of the following: 1, 2, 3. It's always depending on which series you have. Here we have the E and R spring-loaded cartridges. So for example, the B and the 0, which is just the regular, and the birotational cartridges, the way that those work is it is relying on the speed of the shaft moving, which pushes out the vanes in the rotor towards the cam. And the E and the R spring-loaded cartridges, there is a spring in each vane that pushes out the vanes towards the cam. So this is very efficient in low speed, low pressure applications. The ordering code versus the model code. For an example, these are model codes pretty much explaining the description of each vane unit, while as the ordering code is pretty much explaining the model code. You'll have numbers such as the 024, the S24. There's many other examples that explain the ordering codes, but to briefly give an explanation again, is ordering code is explaining pretty much the model code, and the model code itself is explaining the unit itself. The size of the cam rings, the type of cartridges, the design series, the types of seals. Going into that, as far as seals, the 1 and 4 and 5 are a couple of our common seals, which we carry seal kits in abundance here in our Corpus Christi location. For these ones, as an example, this is a 1, which is a nitrile Buna standard seal. Same thing for that one. This one, for instance, which is an A5, the 5 is a Viton, which Viton is representing a high heat, high pressure, while the standard is just the basic one that is pretty standard on all units. The 4, which is EPR, is a type of seal that keeps in the glycol-based fluids. So it is really crucial to distinguish which type of seal kit you need for your unit. Now we'll go on to a little explanation of the porting combinations, which is represented in this one right here, the 0000, and in this specific instance 02. In each and every literature for each design series, it'll give you a table representing all the different types of port orientations. For the single vane, this is just a little explanation, a little paper explaining. The 00, which is the most common, is with the port, the pressure port at the top and the suction at the bottom. This one right here, the 01, is with the pressure and suction port at the top. And 02, which is for the unit, the triple vane unit that we were going over down here, is represented by this one with the pressure port at the top and the suction port at the right. Again, this type of information is in the spare parts literature for all these different vane units. Any other questions you guys have, please reach us at our sales@lifcohydraulics.com email, or reach us at our sales line at any time. Thank you.